Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. You can subscribe to the channel on patreon.com. If you go over there, set up an account and look up Engelgeist, you can choose a subscription level. It's a great way to support the daily forecast and the channel in general. Over there, you get the daily forecast a day early, and you also get the special readings that are available only over there every month, depending on the subscription level you choose. If you're interested in a private reading, you can message me at the Facebook business page and ask any questions. This is a broad spectrum reading for the greater collective, so for those that see it. Originally created for, what is today? I don't even know what day it is. All right, Friday the 19th. Of February. It is not necessarily only set for that date. If you're seeing it on a date that's not Friday the 19th, that's fine. It might be ready for you when you're seeing it, so just trust that and listen to it. Again, it is broad spectrum, so I'll be using broad terms so that it reaches and makes sense to the majority of the people that watch it, ideally. You have to figure out where it best fits in your life or in your world. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. It doesn't mean that anything's broken or wrong. It just might mean that you're working on something different at this time. And if it does fit, or it does, what I'm talking about does fit in an area of your life, you're certainly more than welcome to use it in whatever way you see fit. But please make sure that after having watched any of my videos, if you make any decisions in your personal life, those decisions are solely your responsibility. Never take anything that I say over that of the advice of a professional in their field, like a doctor, a lawyer, or say a therapist. Anybody like that that's giving you advice or guidance, please listen to them first and foremost. And use your own highest intelligence and intuition when making all of your decisions. That would be my caveat to these readings. All right, so let's get into this and see what's going on. What does Friday want us to know? We've had like a really nice run of cards this week, so I hope people are really experiencing that. I've had a really interesting week. I mean, just lots of weird changes and weather and weirdness, but whatever, we'll go with it. Okay, here's the 5 of Discs, which is worry. So, we did have, I feel like, what did we have? We had the 6 of Pentacles, or the 6 of Discs for the midweek card. We're kind of in that Friday area, so we would be sort of in a, what's the word I'm talking about? We would be at the end card, sorry, I'm a little bit spacey this morning. The end of the week underpinning card is the 9 of Cups, coupled with the Prince of Cups, the Lovers, and I believe it was the 10 of Swords, which we did see yesterday. This 5 of Discs, even though the word is worry, to me, 5s are about change. 5s are about adjusting. 5s are about movement, right? When I look at this, this feels a little bit like a block for some reason. I feel like we saw this, maybe it was last week that we saw this, but it feels like a big fat no to me. Usually the 5 of Discs is the sort of being left out in the cold card, right? Or some sort of suffering, but it's always that family and that snowstorm. And certainly I know a little bit about snowstorms this week, so maybe that's why we're seeing this. But, there's been a lot of dealings with cold weather, being left out in the cold, that a large portion of the country has been dealing with that isn't normally used to this. So that could be some of this card. It's about sort of maybe moving forward or trying to sort of not allow maybe our negative thoughts, our worries, our fears sort of stand in our way, being conscious of those things. We might find ourselves worrying for others or for certain outcomes that maybe we don't have any control over. That's sort of the blocking that I'm getting from this card. These 5 discs feel very solid and I don't want to say like indefeatable or in our way, but they feel like they're in our way. This is something that my feeling is this is going to be something that we can't necessarily avoid, but it's transitory, right? It is something that will transform or change either on its own through natural progression. I kind of get a feeling that forcing this or trying to force this, trying to control it could be futile. just making the best of it or dealing with it as it comes to you in whatever way, shape, or form it comes to you is going to be to our sort of our advantage. Do not don't resist it or fight against it, if that makes sense. Allow it to be there. We're going to look at the clarifiers and see what they have to say. And let's see what the clarifiers have to say. Remember, we have that hope card, or the hope stone, as the underpinning stone of the week. So we also, even if we're facing some sort of obstruction, challenge, even our own internal worry about something or our own internal fears, we want to ideally find hope around them, or some semblance of hope, so that we can move ourselves away from this blockage or this idea that is not working for us. Okay, we see the Prince of Cups. He's back again. We've seen him, I swear to God, we've seen him like a couple of times this week. We have, actually, now that I look at the cards. He would be sort of the airy version of water, right? We're talking about our mind and getting our mind and our emotions together into a right state. This 5 of discs in it being called worry. Discs isn't necessarily about the emotions, but when they title this card worry, there could be some emotional work that some of us are facing or dealing with. With this Prince of Cups, though, I feel like we do get an opportunity to get ahead of it, to work our way through it. He feels like he's moving and gliding quickly through it. I like that all of these princes are on these chariots, so I definitely get this feeling of moving quickly through whatever might be bothering us, hopefully. If we find we have to sit there for a moment, because of that 5 of discs, allow yourself to be there. Don't, like I said, don't fight against it. But to me, I feel like our emotions and our mind are kind of going to be key during this challenge or during this time. We have the Devil card. So, Devil is Capricornian energy. Devil can represent a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Wherever our Achilles heel is how I see the Devil. I believe that the Devil can be about overindulgence. He can be about addictions. He can be about procrastination. Wherever it is that we are in our life where we're not paying attention, or we're not sort of, I don't know, maybe doing the work, avoiding the outcome, avoiding the stance we need to take. The Devil's kind of here to sort of show us where our weak point is, right? Through challenges, through testing us, through making us face a part of ourselves that we maybe don't otherwise want to face, right? When I look at that 5 of Pentacles over there, and then the Devil, and we have that sort of upside down, I don't know if this is a pentagram, but this upside down star, leave it to Crowley to get all like satanic on all of this. But to me, it feels like this could be a challenging day, right? The Prince of Cups to me speaks to like our saving grace, or the opportunity to move through this emotionally and mentally. I don't want us to avoid it, right? I don't want us to like negate it. I don't want us to look the other way. The Devil demands that we look at him, face him. And like I said, each one of you, your Devil is going to be something different, right? A Devil can be, that boyfriend that we know is not good for us, but we continue to see because we're just, the passion is great, but he doesn't treat us well, or it can be a shopping addiction. Whatever it is, for some of us, it is something that we need to sort of address and we need to work on. Ultimately, it brings us to this state of, our own betterment, though, is my feeling from this, right? When we face the Devil. And then we have the 7 of Swords, which is futility. Oof, this is not a great reading, let's just say that. I don't necessarily mind the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords could be, there's some sort of deception going on around in the background. The 7 of Swords usually indicates that there's maybe a liar in our midst, or a lie being told. It could be a lie that some of us are telling ourselves, right? With that Devil card and that 5 of discs in the fray here. Excuse me. That 5 of discs could be a block that we have for our own personal self around something. I know that sounds super vague, guys, but like, just hear me out here. What I feel like is I feel like that Prince of Cups, right? That airy element of water. He's on that beautiful gliding chariot. He wants to come forward. There's something brewing within us emotionally that we maybe are not ready to let go of. That devil is trying to keep hold of us, right? Or that devil is trying to tell us, no, don't take this on. It's too futile. Continue to turn a blind eye. Continue to not see the truth. That would be the Seven of Swords. Where is it in our life that we might be doing this to ourselves? Because ultimately, wherever it is that we are doing this to ourselves, we are creating the worry or the block that we see in that Five of Discs. Does that make sense? Is there an area or an aspect of our life that makes us feel uncomfortable, that makes us feel that it's, maybe useless, or we have no control over, or we cannot fix, right? And for some of you, this could be something outside of you, but I get this distinct feeling with that Prince of Cups in the middle of these more challenging cards, is I feel like that is maybe our emotional self or how we feel inwardly trying to come forward, trying to transform a situation that may be stale, out of date, not serving us. In the situation, I say situation, but it could be a mindset that we carry within ourselves. Something where we're lying to ourselves about, some sort of a truth that we know ultimately. Like that prince, to me, feels like he's sort of trying to burst forward against everything that we've, how do I want to say this? Like everything that we've been challenged by, or that we've been kind of societally, I don't know, like part of me wants to say that we've been societally taught, like, oh, it's not okay, like, don't worry, don't deal with it, it'll change on its own, or it feels like, no, this push is for us to change it. Remember, underneath this is this Nine of Cups, right? The Nine of Cups is our end of the week signifier, coupled with we have that Ten of Swords, which is letting go of a burden, which would indicate in that Seven of Swords, and also in that Devil, and in the Five of Pentacles, that could be the burden we're starting to face or deal with in these next few days. We get the Nine of Cups, we get the Lovers, right? And again, that Prince of Cups too. So something's going on here that we need to not gloss over, not ignore. And it's something I kind of get the feeling for most of us, because this Prince of Cups is sitting in the middle of all of this. It has to do with us emotionally. This has to do with where our mind and our heart may be at within either ourselves or a situation, a relationship, something that's going on for us that we need to remove. I don't want to say remove ourselves from, but we need to look at the truth around this situation. That's the feeling here. And the truth may not be easy. But if we do that, there's hope here. Remember that grounding stone of hope is what we need to maintain while we do this work, while we dig a little deeper. Let's see what the grounding stone is. Also, I'm not mad at that Nine of Cups hovering in the background from earlier in the week, because that Nine of Cups will be about emotional fulfillment and sort of feeling complete and whole in a way, at least personally for ourselves. And so by doing this work, we gain that, right? That's sort of the push or the drive that's underneath this Prince of Cups and why he's rising to the surface. Okay. Here is your grounding stone. It's Angel. Call upon your angels, people. No, to me, I would ground in the fact that not only do we have our own higher self in these situations that might feel uncomfortable or emotionally challenging that we need to work our way through. We could be dealing with a situation that feels so far out of our control that we may need the help of our guides, our angels, our own higher power, our God, whatever you may refer to them as. However that works for you, connecting to that higher self, that higher spirituality, that idea of grounding in the peace that, and say, an angel or a spirit guide can help to bring to you during this time, I would say go for it. I would say ground in that. Also, sometimes spirit can bring about that sense of hope that we're seeking, or that we're supposed to maintain this week as we work our way through this week. So don't take that for granted, right? If you feel like things are overwhelming you, or it's just too hard to deal with or look at, call upon your angels and ask for their assistance. They will come in and help you and ease your transition. That is your forecast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this. Please leave me a comment or a question. Let me know if this is making sense to you guys, because this does feel like we've veered off a little bit from the trajectory of where these cards were at the beginning of the week. But I will say this. I still think that there's some sort of gift to be had within these cards, even though they feel challenging, right? So I do like that Prince of Cups in the middle of all of these, kind of more heavier cards, right? And I like that this angel shows up, the angel stone shows up. In essence, we're not alone if we need help, to call upon that help and allow it to come in and to assist us and guide us through whatever it is we might be facing. All right, that is your forecast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye-bye.